y'all, it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a book haul. This one might actually go kind of fast because there's a lot of anticipated releases and they were in the videos, so I won't read synopsis, but I still want to show you what I got. Because we're not wearing my necklace in the video, but a few weeks ago we had just gotten back and I was in the kitchen and it fell off, and now I'm terrified of my necklace with some of my pup's ashes in it. I'm terrified of it falling off when I'm out, or just so I only wear it at certain times now. Just sad too. But anyway, I'll start with the books that were sent to me. First, The Oasis King, first book in the Oasis Chronicles by Mark David Pullen. The author had reached out to me and sent me a copy, so thank you so much. And I did read the synopsis in an anticipated release video, so I won't read it again. It is a little bit shorter of a read, but I'm very excited to read it. Thank you very much. And then HarperCollins sent me You Are Here, Connecting Flights. This is an anticipated release, and it's written by several authors, and it's edited by L&O, who wrote the Spirit Hunters series, which I loved. In a crowded Chicago airport, an incident at TSA impacts 12 young Asian Americans, all strangers to one another before this day. As events cause their journeys to intertwine, they discover the challenges of friendship, the perils of younger siblings, the power of words, and the unexpected significance of a blue Stratocaster electric guitar. 12 virtuoso authors draw from their own experiences to explore themes of identity and belonging and the interwoven stories of young people whose family roots may extend to East and Southeast Asia, who are themselves distinctly American. I love that. And then Shadow Mountain sent me an arc of The Wild Journey of Juniper by Chad Morris and Shelly Brown. I think those authors that wrote Virtually Me, so I'm very excited. And this comes out in August. I'm so excited. 11-year-old Juniper Berry lives with her family deep in the wild woods. Living off the grid is pretty exciting, but her happy life in the wild ends abruptly when her younger brother gets sick and they move to the city to be closer to the hospital. Juniper and her older sister end up living with cousins they hardly know and attending public school for the first time, which is harder to navigate than the wild woods ever were. Juniper feels like a wolf cub separated from her pack. As the hospital bills for her brother start piling up, Juniper knows they'll need to be paid before the family can go home, so she decides to make enough money to help out. With her cousin Elena's support, Juniper starts posting videos filled with her wisdom from the woods, hoping to get a following. But what if it doesn't work? What if the bills never get paid? Not going home to the wild is Juniper's worst nightmare. But while she's stuck in the city, she might as well make the most of it, like sticking up for Elena, who's been bullied by her supposed friends, for starters. So intrigued. Thank you. The author had sent me another book that they had written, and it was a shorter story of the haunting of the old house on Yellow Road, or the old yellow house. D.A.L is the author. This is Rise of the Princess. I think their latest one, and it is out now. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. It's Princess Lizzie's 13th birthday. It's a bash complete with lovely music, pink flowers, a gigantic cake, and of course her best friend, Princess Ruby. Lizzie's party went off without a hitch, that is, until trolls decided to crash the fun. They spirited away Lizzie's two friends, Princess Savannah and Princess Tammy Lee. Whatever was Princess Lizzie going to do? Princess Hudson, Princess Luke, and Prince James were off on a quest for the king, and Princess Lily and Princess Ruby would not stand by and watch as the northern and southern kingdoms and queens did nothing. So the girls took rescue mission into their own hands and set out on a journey to save Ruby's sisters with the help of a fairy named Blake. Along the way, they faced challenges like huge spiders, goblins, dark creatures, a dragon, and of course the princess napping trolls, as well as struggled against the elements and a dwindling food supply. Thankfully, for as many challenges as they come across, they also make several new friends along the way. As Lizzie and Ruby journey to save Ruby's sisters, Lizzie finds herself also on a journey to face her fears and grow more confident in herself, for it's up to her to help Ruby save her sisters, and no one else. Can Lizzie dig deep within herself to find her inner strength, or will another princess need to be rescued too? Thank you so much. And then Books Forward on Instagram reached out and asked if they could send me a copy of this graphic novel, The Gullfather. Birdsy, Seagull, Volume 1, A Seahawk Situation. Story and words by Emmy winners Jeff Sikaitis and Jake Wheeler. And there's a synopsis there, so let me see in here. No, but when I looked it up, it sounded amazing, so I'm so excited. Thank you so much. It just looks like a fun, cute graphic novel, and the art's beautiful. This comes out June 6th, and the author reached out and asked if they could send an arc for their book, The Secrets of Martin House, Megan Cunningham. And I said yes, because it sounds amazing. This comes out April 11th. When they accidentally uncover a centuries-old curse, the students of Martin House Dormitory suddenly find themselves trapped in a web of conspiracies, mythology, and deadly treasure hunts. Meet the Earls. Harper Davenport has always had nightmares. For 11 years, she lived in fear of sleeping because with dreams came dark figures, skeletons, and number 14. Oliver Cranston is a new kid at Rosenfeld Academy. There's a not for resale thing over it, so I have to put this really close to see it. So, sorry. Between the mysterious passageways appearing in the walls, the cute housemate's prophetic dreams, and his vengeful roommate freshman year is charging up to be far more exciting than Oliver ever expected. Okay. Jackie Martin loves everything pink. Her shoes always match her scrunchie, and when the new kid starts eyeing her treasured family heirloom and spouting strange riddles, you can bet she's going to find out why. Goose Romano hates everything, especially his new roommate, who has everyone fooled with his golden boy act. Why won't anyone believe him when he tells them the new kid is hiding something big? Can the Earls find the treasure and stop the curse before it takes one of their own? Very intrigued. And the author reached out and she sent me a copy of her book, Emma and the Queen of Featherstone, Lindsay Fryc. And this is out now. In the near distant future, Emma's life revolves around the company's Mars terraforming fast track program. Stuck between her parents' never-ending Mars shuttle supply runs and her own coursework in the program, Emma dreams of adventure outside of the company's plan for her, anything to get away from the constant bullying and boring coursework. She finds that adventure accidentally when she stumbles into a portal to a new world. On Mara, she finds two species, the secretive Cabaran, who create and run all technological advancement, and the Amethytes, the native species of the planet. When the Caribbean inform her that a portal back to her world does not exist, she accepts a place in their society as a protector. Now she must navigate her new assignment of guarding her new planet from portal intruders while also figuring out what the Caribbean are hiding. Her acceptance of her new life without her family and friends is thrown into chaos when she meets a special portal intruder, her best friend from Earth. Now she must decide between accepting her adventure in this new world or fighting for her old one. And then Ping on Random House Graphics, Random House Kids sent me Grace Needs Space by Benjamin A. Wilgus and Abrego. And I'll edit in when this comes out. This comes out April 4th. It's a graphic novel. I'm very excited. The art's beautiful. To the far off moon and back. Grace is so excited to fly a freighter from her home space station and away from her boring mother Evelyn to a faraway moon. Plus, she'll get some quality time with her fun mom Kendra. Something Grace definitely needs, but when Kendra is too focused on work, Grace's first big trip becomes kind of lonely. Grace had so many plans for fun, but it just takes one quick decision, and Grace's adventure isn't so out of this world at all. And then Ray Knightley, the author of the Alien Skulls series, she had sent me the first 2 books of that one, and I bought the 3rd one myself, and I still need to read it. I love the first 2 books. There was something sad in the second one that, even though the author assured me nothing else sad happened, after my pup, I just didn't pick up the 3rd book, so I need to do that because it's an amazing series so far. But this is her newest upper middle grade, the first book in the Lost Space Treasures series, Exostar. Ray Knightley. Thank you so much. This is out now. A piece of scrap. That's what townsfolk on Trinket's planet call her. With her prosthetic leg and curious blue veins in her hands, the 12-year-old wonders if they're right. Whether android or mortal, Trinket knows that her existence depends on getting off-world before the cruel remnants send her to the scrapyard. But when the Remnant Supreme Leader learns of her existence, it sends a shockwave through the Magnus Star cluster. Trinket could be the key to the legendary spaceship rumored to hold the greatest hoard of gems in the galaxy, and the ruthless Supreme Leader wants it. Trinket must find the treasure first to discover her identity or get the truth from the Supreme Leader. But at what cost? Whoever has the key gets the treasure. The hunt is on. Thank you so much. Random House Kids, Ping and Random House sent me the 3rd book in the Honest June series. They had sent me the 2nd one too, to catch up, because this one comes out in April, because I bought the first one myself, and then they sent me the 2nd one, and I was waiting to binge them until I got a little bit closer, so now I'll be binging them soon, because this 3rd book comes out in April, and I'll edit in the exact date here. This comes out April 4th. But Honest June, Secrets and Spies by Tina Wells, and like I said, this is the 3rd book. It's a naked hardcover, and these just sound so amazing. I'm so excited, and they're filled with illustrations. Thank you so much. And then, Please Return to the Lands of Luxury by John Tilton. It's a highly anticipated release. It comes out March 21st, so I'm very excited. And it's by John Tilton. And he's one of my Bookstagram friends. He's such a sweet soul. So great. An unexpected treasure, a treacherous journey, a thrilling adventure that will shape her future. Jane lives on an island of trash, and even though she has to scavenge garbage and deal with sinister robots, she still loves her home. It's all she's ever experienced, from her most cherished memories to her foggy past that she can't quite remember. But when a doll shows up in the latest batch of garbage, everything changes. Unlike the rest of the junk, the doll is in excellent condition, including its tag, which reads, "Please return to Gloria Thatcher." Convinced it arrived by accident, Jane vows to return the doll to its rightful owner. There's just one problem. Nobody has left the island before, thanks to the tyrannical robots guarding the docks, a dangerous place with a mysterious history. Will Jane find safe passage to the land of luxury? Will she uncover the secrets of her past? Embark on this thrilling adventure where Jane and her friends discover the importance of hardship and the beauty in sharing stories with life's greatest treasure, our friends and family. I'm very excited. Congratulations, John. I'm so happy for you. The editing bell here. I had gotten from Random House Kids, or Penguin Random House, Mish the Bad Demon by Michelle Lam, graphic novel, and this was a very highly anticipated release. It was in an anticipated release video. The art is beautiful. I've already read it. That's why I wasn't upstairs with when I was doing the book haul, and I loved it. It's down here to be reviewed. This comes out March 21st, and I just thank you so much. Okay, that's all the books that were sent to me. Just added books to my collection that I collect, Alice in Adventures in Wonderland. I saw these editions that just came out recently. I found them months ago and I saved them. I'll make sure to remember to get them. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. It's so beautiful. These look like the classic illustrations on the inside, which I think is kind of neat that they did it like that. I'm not sure, but that's just how it looks. And Through the Looking Glass. Let's see. They're just stunning. So I'm so happy to add those. And then at a local bookstore, I'd shown it in a vlog, the book In the Tale of the Wide Awake Princess by E.G. Baker. This is Unlocking the Spell, and this was $4. I have several books by this author, and I think in this series, so while it was $4, I went ahead and got it. And it's in the series. I'm not going to read the synopsis because I'm not even sure which number it is, but... And then I need to check to make sure I don't already have this in hardback, because I don't know why it's in paperback if I don't. But the Astonishing Chronicles of Oscar from Elsewhere by Jacqueline Moriarty. I collect this series, like the first book was Bronte Metalstone book, and it's a favorite series. So I collect all the editions. So I don't know if I got confused and bought it hardback and paperback. I need to check, but beautiful. Bell. I looked and I don't have it in hardback, so for some reason they didn't release this in hardback, this edition, just paperback. I don't know why, because all of my books are in hardback and this edition is paperback, so I don't know, but it's still beautiful. Highly anticipated release. This is the second. I don't know if it's just going to stay a duology or if there will be more, but Secret of the Storm series by Beth McMullen, Land of Dragons. I think I've read all of her middle grade books now except for this one, and I've loved them, and the first book of this was my favorite of hers so far, so I'm so excited to read this. I just can't wait to dive back in. And for the sequel, I got, that was also down here, is asked to be reviewed, because after I finished the second book, like the next day, I got this one in the mail. It had just come out, so I dove straight in. The third and the 13 Witches trilogy, I think it's just a trilogy, by Jodi Lynn Anderson, The Palace of Dreams. And I've already read it and loved it. So I wanted to show y'all that. And as far as graphic novels, Naira and the Jinn by Yasmin Omar Atta. And this was in, I think that was the video I had to do twice. So I might have not put this in the video, just trying to make room. So I'll read the synopsis. Nothing is going right for Naira Mansour. There is the constant pressure from her strict family, ruthless bullying from her classmates, and exhausting friendships demands from Rami, the only other Muslim girl at school. Naira has had enough. Just when she's considering transferring schools to escape it all, a mysterious jinn named Marjan appears. As a jinn, a mythical being in Islamic folklore, Marjan uses their powers and wisdom to help Naira navigate her overwhelming life. But Marjan's past is fraught with secrets, guilt, and trouble, and if they don't face what they've done, Naira could pay the price. So excited. And then Song of the Sea, the graphic novel adapted by Samuel Satin, based on the film by Tom Moore. I didn't know there was a film until I saw that, and then all the comments on Instagram talking about it, so I want to watch the film now. This was an anticipated release video, so I won't read the synopsis, but it's so beautiful, and so is the art. And at that local bookstore, Pixie Pushes On by Tamara Bundy. And this one was $4. I've been wanting this one for so long. Pixie's defenses are up, and it's no wonder. She's been uprooted to live on a farm, the chickens seem to have it in for her, and now her beloved sister Charlotte has been stricken with polio. So it's not surprising that Pixie lashes out. But her habit of making snap judgments about people and giving her new classmates nicknames like Rotten Ricky and Big Mouth Berta has not won her any friends. At least life on the farm starts looking up with the arrival of a baby lamb. Raising him and managing those dang chickens takes patience and helps Pixie put things in perspective. So, too, does mingling with her neighbors and finding that, with the war on, she's not the only one missing someone. As Pixie pushes past her own pain, she begins to open up and can even laugh when she finds new friends where she least expects them. But don't worry, she'll still keep ruffling a few feathers. And then also at the local bookshop, Secondhand Dogs by Carolyn Creamy. I'd never seen this before, and it just looks so cute. Beautiful illustrations. Miss Lottie's home was for second chances. When she adopted Gus, Rue, Tank, and Moonpie, Miss Lottie rescued each member of the pack, including herself, her helper Quinn, and her reclusive cat Ghost, and turned them into a family. But when a new dog, Decker, arrives and tries to hoard Miss Lottie's heart and home for himself, the pack's future is threatened. At first, Gus, the insecure pack leader, only notices little things, like tiny Moonpie being kicked out of the bed and Ghost acting spooked. Then again, Ghost is a cat. But things soon go from bad to worse as Decker's presence causes disharmony in the group. When Decker convinces Moonpie to embark on an impossible journey, it's up to Gus to gather his courage, rally his splintered pack, and bring the little dog home. And with coyotes and cars on the loose, the pack must push through obstacles and dangers to reunite with Moonpie before he can get hurt, or nearly as bad, get his heart broken. As long as they're all okay. Alright, so next is all books that were in anticipated release videos, so I won't read the synopsis, I'm just going to show you what I got. Finally Seen by Kelly Yang. The House Swap by Yvette Clark. Children of the Black Glass by Anthony Peckham. So beautiful. The Scroll of Chaos by Elsie Chapman. Skyriders by Polly Hollyoak. Scared, Silly, Curses Are the Worst by Elizabeth Gilbert. Grace and Fox and the Treasure of Principal Redbeard by J. Scott Savage. He's the author of the 2 Lost Wonderland Diaries books that I love. I'm very excited. Let's do the illustrations. The Rescue of Ravenwood by Natasha Farrant. What Stays Buried by Suzanne Young. Iceberg by Jennifer A. Nielsen. So excited for this one. A Bit of Earth by Karuna Riazi. This is like a reimagining of The Secret Garden, so I am very excited for this. And I like some of it's in like verse or poetry, and then some of it's like regular. So very intrigued. These 2 I don't think were in anticipated release videos, so I don't know why. Time Rider by Danny Camarena. And it's a naked hardback. It's so beautiful. Illustrations. I have to, the way the font and everything, just like a shadow when I have it faced up this way, so to make it easier on my eyes, I'm going to read it like this. 12-year-old author in training and gadget-making enthusiast, Izzy Garcia dreams of bringing her steampunk inventions to life. If only she could convince her scientist parents to share space with her in their backyard barn lab. But they won't let Izzy near their precious, real science experiments. That is until they end up stuck in one. When a mysterious storm hovers over her family's new home in Cornville, Arizona, and rogue lightning streaks through the house, Izzy's parents go missing. In the hunt for answers, she discovers Mama and Papa stuck inside her latest story's world, and the truth of their experiments, tachyons and time study, clues and ingenuity lead to her parents' trail, landing Izzy in an alternate 1886 New York City, filled with bizarre costumes, steam-powered machines, and automatons. Convinced her writing created this mess, Izzy is determined to rescue her parents and shut down this time loop. Not an easy task, with time pirates hunting her for unknown reasons. She must navigate the streets of New York with clever street orphan Makesha and calculate a way to get everyone back home, or be lost to her family forever, trapped in a world of steam and odd tech. So in 1886 New York, steampunk, like, I'm just so excited. And then The Girl from Earth's End by Tara Dearman. Just so beautiful. 12-year-old Henna loves living on Earth's End, the smallest and remotest settlement in the Gardenia Isles. As one of her island's 3 residents, the other 2 are her papas, she spends most of her free time in the garden, coaxing beautiful blooms out of her beloved plants. But when her papa, Niall, suddenly becomes seriously ill, Henna's perfect world is uprooted. So when she hears of a legendary long-lost planet with miraculous healing powers, Henna knows she must find it and use it to save her papa. Her search takes Henna away from Earth's End for the first time, and all the way to St. Basil's Conservatory on the capital island, a strange botanical boarding school rumored to keep a seed of every plant ever grown in the Gardenias. Studying there should be a dream for a gardener like Henna, surrounded not only by rare and incredible plants, but also, for the first time, by other kids. Especially interesting are her new roommates, wisecracking Chatterbox P and wealthy, decidedly frosty Laura. But Henny doesn't have time for other plants or friends. She only wants to find the seed that would help her save her papa's life. so excited, and it's just so beautiful. Alright, y'all, that's it for this video. Did you see any that you want to read now? Have you read any already? Did you like them? Did you not? Let me know in the comments. There are 2 that I'm gonna have to edit in here from downstairs because they're in my pile that I have, my pile to review, since I've read so much. I think I've read 101 books so far, and that's awesome, and I don't know how, but it's piling up again. So 2 I've already read, a sequel that you'll see. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you would like to subscribe, I would love that if you'd like to, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.